We're good right now. But Z Nation, DailyXander 372. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Dancing with a Vision for her why, Miss Karen.
Yes.
Who I'm very appreciative of. This is quite a funny way we've met tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So a little background between you and me as far as we've seen each other probably, I don't know, since... Have you been here since December? Have you been here since December in the Altamont Springs area?
Mm-hmm.
I've just occasionally seen you out and about
Mm-hmm.
at different parts in Altamont Springs. And so that's like a period of about 10 months or so, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I always wondered, like, whenever I saw you, I was like, yeah, I know you definitely live around this area. I wonder what your story is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you were saying the same thing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I was just walking in the Embassy Suites lobby at like midnight.
Yeah.
And you were sitting there, and I had my earphones in, and you said something to me, and it just clicked me right away. I was like, oh, that's the person I've seen around all this time.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what she's doing here, because I felt like she lived somewhere else around this area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to talking.
Yeah.
And here we are. We're doing a podcast.
Yep.
How about that? I love it.
Yes.
So I just want to say, Karen, thank you very much for inviting me up, and you're willing to do a podcast and share whatever you would like to share based off the conversation and where it goes and such. And I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for allowing this connection to happen.
Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm honored, actually. My first podcast.
Oh, and not your last, by the way. Not your last.
Okay.
Many more to go.
Yeah.
Or whatever you decide to put your why and your intentions to. And just like something I want to share quickly about yourself, just from what I've learned. I'll let you share more about your story because you know yourself more than I know you. Same vice versa.
Yes.
It was really cool though with when we were talking a little bit about like vision and your intention. You mentioned to me you were starting your own business. And your own business right now is having a grocery store, and that grocery store pertaining to I'm gonna guess like organic and non-GMO foods, food items and such.
Yes.
You and then you were saying how you've just lived in Orlando now for just over a year. You surpassed a year when?
Last Monday.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's really cool.
Survival of the fittest.
Survival
I
of
made
the
it.
fittest.
I made it 1 year.
Yeah.
Living on air, walking on water. Yes.
Where did you come prior to that? This is where it all starts, I feel like. This is where now we're going to start backtracking. We're reverse engineering this right now.
Yes. Well, a year ago in the summer of 16, I was in D.C. for about 4 months.
Okay.
I have relatives there, a couple of sisters there. And before then, I was in Michigan.
Okay.
And that's where I'm from.
D.C., Michigan. What part of Michigan?
Detroit,
Originally
East Lansing.
Okay, originally from Michigan. Like that's where you grew up and lived for a while? Detroit, East Lansing. Okay.
Yeah. And so I kept just this vision about the store. Like I kept saying, there needs to be a better way. Like it's not fair that we're eating things and we don't know what they're doing, what they're putting in the food. We don't know what we're eating. There has to be a better way to ensure and try to guarantee that we're eating. Just go back to how it used to be, before they started putting all the junk in or modifying it genetically. It just would bother me, and it just stayed with me all summer while I was in D.C. And I just kept thinking, I got to do something. And the store popped up in my mind, so I said, okay. And then Orlando popped up, and I don't know why, Orlando suburb.
Yeah.
I Googled this. Some property came up in Altamont Springs, and last September was in Atlanta helping someone that needed to move. And they were taking too long. They really weren't ready to move. People said, I need to go, help me move. I go, I'm there a month. She wasn't ready. So I left there. I had a few $100 in my pocket, and I said, let me go just look at this Altamont. Let me go check out the space. Maybe it's what I need. Sometimes you step out, you don't have the full vision, but you just take a step in a direction, and maybe that will inspire you to get the vision going, and it did. I got here, and I fell in love. I was like, I have to stay. I have to make it.
That's awesome.
And that's what happened. I stayed. I never went back.
Yeah. You're going to keep making it happen.
Yep.
Keep making it happen.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. I come this far. It's been a year.
And that's it's interesting, like Orlando, because somebody was telling me, I don't know, like a little, like fairly recently, as far as you look at like certain type of, whether it's restaurants or maybe you can make groceries in that category too, but Orlando is up there as far as in the U.S. cities for whether it's just more health conscious, whether it's vegetarian or vegan options. I think they're high up there in the options out there. So there's obviously a market and a need for that. But like there's a market and need for it anywhere you go, as far as just healthier options. Healthier options. That's the key right there.
It's a lot. Like I told you, Whole Foods had been my headquarters, and I just met so many people. You can have a homeboy off the street that has his pants sagging, and he's walking into Whole Foods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People, you can't judge because all kinds of people are going in there. So everyone is concerned. They may not know why they feel the way they do. They're just going in there because they want something healthier or the image of it. Yeah. The image of something healthier.
Even just the image of something healthier psychologically just makes you feel much better.
Yeah, it does.
Like if I go to Publix, Safeway, Whole Foods, if I started with like going into Whole Foods and then walked out and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to Safeway real quick. And I walk out and I go to Publix. By the time I get to Publix, I'm just going to feel like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I do it the reverse way, if I go to Publix, then Safeway, then Whole Foods, and I get out of Whole Foods, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Got a bag of Doritos, but I got an organic whatever mushroom from Whole Foods. I feel better. Yeah. And it's true. It really is. It really is. Even just the image or the thought of it, that you're doing something you don't trust. There's just so much people don't trust. They don't trust the grocers. They don't trust all that whole industry because of what's happened the last 20, 30 years.
And that's where the, where are you going with that right now? Like that's where the vision comes into play. Like being able to communicate your vision in a very simplistic, very easy to understand way for people to get on board with it. And kind of a little bit what you just said there is as far as you just want people to have better options. Yeah. So that then the positive repercussions from that, I'm sure that'll be just a better overall society that's able to produce better, that's able to feel better about themselves, that contribute to like healthy relationships, just a clearer mental clarity of a mind that can continually enhance the environment around us. So
my thing is to reach the everyday person. Yeah. I'm trying to get the green people. They are already there. And they're going to do what they need to do to stay green and eat healthy or whatever. I'm going after the mid group, the everyday people that don't think they can afford it. Yeah. And my mission is to make it affordable and have as much as possible a guarantee that you're eating something that's non-GMO. I'm not even so much going after the organic, if you can understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Because the GMO is dealing with the seed. So you can have...
Yeah, that's an interesting... I'd love to hear...
Yeah, you can have bread, and they say, it's whole wheat and it's organic, made organic. But is it seed non-GMO? Right. You can... No corn syrup, no this, no that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But let's talk about the seed. Like, what's the wheat made out of? Is it real wheat? Or is it?
Well, let's back up to this because I don't really know much about it. How do they genetically modify a seed? Like what goes into that?
Oh my God!
Do you know?
I've read it and I've been reading it.
Like I don't know.
But it's like one ear out the other.
Like as far as like how bad is it to have a genetic modified seed? Based off the process they do it.
Okay.
Is there like a lot of chemicals that go into it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of chemicals, and they're actually taking like the DNA of, say, a donkey or something like that.
I just know because the process behind it, the intention is to enhance it, right? As far as look wise, shape wise, durability.
Yeah. And so they're taking the DNA of something like an animal or whatever, and they're like splicing it or whatever to the seed to strengthen the seed. But it's like unnatural pairings, to strengthen the seed. I've had so many examples, and I'll do better next time. I mean, I just.
There's a lot.
There's been so many things I've read, and it's all. I think it's left on the dance floor after 2 sangrias.
I did say dancer. Dancing, Karen.
I am a dancing
2 sangrias
machine.
too. That's good.
Huh?
Hey, I said 2 sangrias too.
Actually, it's more than that.
Oh.
Well, not there. I mean, I started here at happy hour.
That's a good combination now. Dancing, wine, and good atmosphere around that. That's a good way to spend some moments on Earth. And eating good food.
Yes, hummus. They had some really good hummus and pita bread, so that was good. Yeah, you can have some afterwards.
Okay.
It was good.
After food podcast.
Yes.
No, I really like that idea as far as having your own grocery store and really going the route of non-GMO food and just creating your own another option in the community, but your own spin on it, and it's something you hold to yourself. It's purposeful to you, and it can make an impact on others. And that's big right there.
And there's an aspect of it I hadn't shared, but it's going to reach the masses, and it's going to be effective. And I'm excited about it. I'm just really excited. But something has to be done. And I believe what's happening is a huge pushback right now against, like, any new product that's coming out is dealing with either non-GMO, organic, natural. Any new food product, 90% of it is dealing with that. So there's been a tremendous push against the Monsantos and all the wicked things they've been doing, and it's been organic. It's the masses are rebelling, so they're driving the market to the organic, natural, non-GMO.
Right.
Everything that's coming out, all the beverages, everything is 90% of it. I think I saw a statistic saying at least 80% is dealing in that. Oh. So it's the market, and it's good. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Monsanto's is going down. They are. Well, this summer there was the FDA announced that one of the ingredients in their Roundup does literally cause cancer. And it was announced this summer. And 2 days after it was announced, I saw a lawyer's commercial. I think it was Morgan & Morgan. They said, "Have you or your loved one
class action lawsuit or something like that?" Yeah.
Have you or your loved one have cancer or died of cancer using Roundup on your lawn? It's literally 2 days later. Yeah. So it's about to go down. Monsanto's is about to get it.
Yeah. And that's I'm not gonna claim like I know like a tremendous amount of Monsanto, but I've heard other people talk about it and experienced it from different perspectives. That's interesting. Monsanto wise, as far as like they globally control essentially like a good portion of the food population based off of saying farmers cannot use any other seeds except their seeds, which they've GMO'd.
Right.
And because of that,
right.
Nobody can come in and really grow something more natural, or just like a seed that's been here since the start of time, really.
Right.
And allow it to blossom to maybe not like the biggest whatever, and the most eye appealing, but it's actually earthy.
Exactly. And I'm concerned that my great grandchildren are gonna have horns growing out of their ear. Because we don't know what the effects are.
We don't.
We're natural beings, and we don't know what's gonna happen. With this modified stuff that whatever they're doing to the seed. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like if you do like devil advocate and look from a different angle. Well, world population continually increasing, and because of continually increasing, there's more mouths to feed, and in some sense, we gotta keep finding more and more land to farm on, kind of thing. But it's also interesting too. You look at like most major cities. Let's use the U.S. for example. all the food